Hello everybody, I'd like to provide an update on the BTC USDT pairing. The date today is January 31, 2024. So what's in this video? This video analyzes the BTC USDT chart using the pattern that formed in the March 2020 low and the pattern that is currently forming as of January 31, 2024. The video also discusses bullish and bearish scenarios. We had a bullish bias in 2023. Here's why. So we see a bullish crossover, at this area. Until price breaks above that range, we assume that the consolidation will go on. So we just trade the range until the price breaks above that resistance level. That resistance is at 25,000 levels. So if you don't want to wait, you just wait for a breakout before you enter the market. And if you want to go long, wait for the bullish crossover and the break above the range. That video was taken in February 2023 when Bitcoin was trading at around the 23,000 levels. Right now, Bitcoin is trading between 42,000 and 43,000 levels as of January 31, 2024. Apart from those mentioned in the February 2023 videos, what are the other clues that told us that Bitcoin had already bottomed out at $15,000? Now check out this pattern that formed recently. This pattern is called the Livermore Accumulation Cylinder. This pattern was created and popularized by Jesse Livermore. The pattern visually looks like an expanding triangle with 7 points to complete the accumulation, after which it is followed by a strong explosive move upward. Now in March 2020, Bitcoin formed a low of $3,782. From then on, it formed the accumulation cylinder pattern. This looks like an expanding triangle pattern, and then a breakout happened above that expanding triangle pattern at the $12,000 level. Bitcoin made a strong move towards a 63,510 top, and then it consolidated and dropped back down in November 2022 to the 15,000 levels. As mentioned in the Feb 2023 video, it formed a bullish crossover on the moving averages. It also traded above the 200 MA average as seen in February 2023 at the 23,000 levels. At the same time, it had also formed an accumulation cylinder pattern. It was at the start of the accumulation cylinder pattern. We see 3 points already on that pattern in February 2023. So we were more bullish, as well as the fact that it was already trading above the moving averages. True enough, after it completed five points on the Livermore Accumulation Cylinder, it proceeded to point 6, which is the current price at the 42,000 to 43,000 levels as of January 31, 2024. But is the Livermore Accumulation Cylinder already complete? We will count the number of points within the cylinder to find out. We will zoom in on the chart so you can see more clearly. So first we draw the accumulation cylinder that formed before that strong move towards the 64,000 levels. We connect the bottoms of the candlesticks. We also connect the tops of the candlesticks. We label the bounce off points from 1 to 7, with 1 being the lowest point. This accumulation cylinder started in March 2020. That was the low point, or point 1. And the breakout happened in December 2020. So that was a 10-month consolidation period that led to an explosive move. Now let's plot the more recent accumulation cylinder, where the price bottomed out at around the 15,000 levels. This happened in November 2022. Alright, so currently we're counting 6 points within this accumulation cylinder. There's still a 7th point that has to happen. So there are two ways in which this pattern will have a 0.7, because 0.6 is at the top of the trend line, or on top of the upper trend line of the cylinder. Price has to correct in one of two ways. Corrections happen in terms of, one, either price, or two, in terms of time. So if there's a time correction, price will move sideways until it reaches the lower trend line, where there's an intersection between the bottom of the range of that this rectangle pattern and the lower trend line, which will form number 7. So that's a correction in price, which will probably happen until the second half of the year. Another option is for price to correct downwards towards the 35,000 level, which will complete point number 7. So this is a correction in terms of price. So it's either we are greeted by a drop in price or a time correction, a longer term correction. So at any rate, your resistance for this pattern is at the 48,000 level. Now there's a pattern I see here forming. It looks like chart pattern which is called the inverse head and shoulders pattern. So let's draw that pattern right now. This could be the left shoulder, and then you have the head, and then the other shoulder. So this is a bullish pattern. As you can see, the bottom of the right shoulder is also located at the bottom part of the accumulation cylinder. So it's all in sync. One thing to note is that the 48,839 level is a strong resistance because it is also the 618 reverse Fibonacci of the highs and the lows, between the high of 68,000 to the low of 15,000 levels. So that 48,300 levels is a resistance for the inverse head and shoulder pattern, a resistance for the accumulation cylinder. It is also a reverse Fibonacci resistance. So what do we expect? If there's a correction in time, price will probably range between the 42,000 and 48,000 levels until we see a contraction in the moving averages and also a completion of 0.7 of the cylinder. Now, if a successful breakout happens above the 48,000 levels, the target of that inverse head and shoulders pattern is at $80,400. Now, this bullish possibility will be invalidated if price breaks below that 35,850 level, which is the 382 reverse Fibonacci support. Again, if price breaks below that 35,850 level, then all bets are off. We are looking at a bigger, longer term pattern. And the accumulation cylinder and the inverse head and shoulders pattern will be invalidated because we'd be entering a bearish territory below the 35,850 levels. So using the same Bitcoin USDT chart, I'd like to show you how volume indicates reversals or turning points. In 2020, as that accumulation cylinder was forming, we see exceptional volumes starting from point 1. We see that previously volumes were much lower. There's a sudden explosion in volume as the accumulation cylinder was forming. So true to its name, this was when the accumulation was happening. We see the same thing in the second accumulation cylinder. We see an explosion in volume at the 15,000 levels and even prior to that. But these volumes during this period are higher than the average volumes. This both resulted in an uptrend. So this shows reversals of trend. Volume helps you determine or find reversals in trend. In conclusion, BTC USDT is forming an accumulation cylinder pattern with support 1 at 42,100 and support 2 at 35,850. Resistance is at 48,339. The pair is also forming an inverse head and shoulders pattern with breakout target of 80,400. Resistance is at 48,339. The inverse head and shoulders and accumulation cylinder patterns will be invalidated if the price breaks below 35,850. So we are bullish on Bitcoin as long as price stays above that 35,850 level, which means that it is still inside the accumulation cylinder. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Till next time, bye.